All
right, we're back. We're late. As you might have suspected, it was definitely Tuxtradamus' fault.
What?
Fine.
That's a referential joke. It's only going to make sense for this week because Tux is pretty reliable normally. So
It's gonna keep happening, like no matter what. Like, yeah.
it's going to get to the point where we're literally just going to change it to Mistborn Alloy of Law instead of Ashfallen. And it'll be like the Roll20 Presents Burning Wheel, where we just pretend that you're still part of the show, even though you've missed like 8 episodes, and the show's only 9 episodes long. Yeah. So we come back. Anyone want to have a scene as the ship enters hyperspace?
Just Toby in the dark by himself in the closet. But like,
Okay, yeah, let's talk about that. Toby, you're by yourself.
I'm like holding a mop, and then I realize I should be holding like my disruptor rifle. Like, oh, wrong thing. Oh, this right. And so I assume I was just listening in, right?
Yeah, sure.
And so what sense do I get when this happens? Like
I mean, there probably is like a humming noise when you enter hyperspace.
Mm-hmm.
So we've entered hyperspace. I'm in the airlock, so I know that we're still docked.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So I respond with, well, I guess we have time for that debate then.
In the cockpit, like I'm still like this. We just zoop, and the TIE fighters in front of us. Like,
where was me and Maloxi? Like where are we?
Maloxi was in the cockpit. Where are you?
I don't know. Where am I?
Maybe you're in the cockpit, communications officer.
Oh, I don't. Like, I mean, I would have thought I was with Caleb, but like.
Okay. Well, if you want to be at the airlock, you definitely can be.
I mean, I thought that I was holding the head, but you know, okay. Well, I mean,
sure. Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Am I with you?
Yeah, like the 2 of the arms of the ultraviolet are reaching out for the head.
Yeah, it's just sort of like I look up. Gator looks up at Caleb, and he's like, "Be careful with my friend," and I hand it over.
He immediately drops it. No, he like drills into it and begins accessing it.
You know there was an access port on the back, right?
What? No, he's.
You did say drill.
Never mind. You know how the Star Wars, they always do the...
Yeah, they have like these very analog ports, not USB.
Like remember you used to have to screw in all your like screen plugs.
Yeah.
You still
like that, but automated.
Have to screen screw that stuff in unless you're using an HDMI or whatever.
Or a piece.
Thanks so much for all that, guys. Anyway, he's doing the R2-D2 screw in. You do the...
The only way robots interface is with like mechanical stuff somehow.
Yeah.
And he's like, this might take a while. I don't suppose you'd like to grab that hot cup of oil.
I'll have... what was that particular type
I will
of whiskey,
take a hot
by the
cup
way?
of oil.
Corellian whiskey?
Yeah, I'll have Corellian whiskey, thank you.
Who are you saying that to? Are you just telling Gator?
No, I'm actually responding to the I don't suppose you'd like a hot cup of oil, and I'm sort of saying in the...
No, he's saying to you that he wants you to get him oil.
Oh.
He's not, and you're like, yeah, I'll have a Corellian whiskey.
Hang on, let's make this thing where you both say, yeah, I'll take a Corellian whiskey, and I both look at them, I'm just like, oh. And then I like a
Fine.
like a bar or something.
All that stuff is in Coral's old room, probably.
So,
Yeah.
you're not one of these insane Toby clones, are you?
Well, I take a small bit of offense to the fact that you believe Toby Zero is insane.
Oh?
Toby Zero is operating on another level of consciousness, having touched the Great Lord. Do you not understand the Great Lord's gift to all of us? It surrounds us and binds us. Naga Sadao is the Force.
Interesting.
This is
theory.
logical.
from what I have been taught.
Did Wreckage die?
Yeah.
Oh.
I can be wreckage from what I've been taught.
No, no, you can't. You absolutely cannot. If my understanding of
maybe
of-
I'm in the closet and I'm trying to access some memories. Like maybe I want to try to figure out what they're after. So I'm just like scanning. Because I've gone into my memories a bunch of times, but there's nothing that these people would want, like that, unless they were just obsessed with knowledge of Naga Sadao.
There we go.
Oh, geez.
Yep. I'm gonna have to redo all the faces once Wreckage gets back too. That's the best part.
And
That's the one thing
should
about
be able
Zoom.
we should be able to like
Help!
just
Help! Ah!
drop that in
I can stay on screen. Oh God!
there. The effort.
I wonder if that worked out. We'll see on the overlay. I think I went too high on the
No,
claws.
that's pretty good. I can see.
Shut it down. Shut everything down. We can't. We literally can't win. Like Skype, we have like 30 seconds of nobody talking, and I'm just like, "What's happening? I think it's frozen."
So
The look on
maybe,
people's faces when that happens. is-
maybe we should jump back to Maloxy then. and see
Yeah.
what's going this time. Yeah.
Caleb is literally like, "Well, I was taught," and then the show does like a really sarcastic
was
slow
taught.
wipe, and we cut back to Maloxy.
Yeah, I guess I'm still just like this because the TIE fighter's like still there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, I was like what just happened?
Oh, hello. This is Toby 0-22771-J.
Right? Yes.
We appear to be in hyperspace. I'm actually a little confused about it myself. Really didn't anticipate this. Was just thinking that the ultraviolet would walk off of your ship and I would blast you. Really.
Who now?
That was the logical outcome of this situation. I was totally going to betray you.
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah, no problem. Anyway, we should keep talking. Like, I feel like if we got to know each other, I might spare you from the blaster fire, or I'll do my best to, like...
If I put my hands
Listen,
down
I have
there,
a
you're going to
very
shoot?
advanced targeting computer. I think I can shoot the large blasters around you and hit everyone else on the ship.
That's pretty advanced. Yes. If I put my hands down, are you going to shoot me?
I mean, no, not. I mean, let me answer that qualitatively. I won't shoot you yet. I don't want to lock my options into anything. Like, I might have to. I could order myself to shoot you later, but for now, I will not shoot you.
All right. Well, I'm going to put them down because my hands are getting tired. So
That seems pretty reasonable. I've heard that your flesh wears out very quickly.
sometimes.
It must be very difficult only living for like 80 years.
Give or take, yeah, I guess.
I've been alive for like 4,000, although honestly for 3,995 of those I've been trapped in like a janitor body or a mechanic body or a
But you
robot cleaning
personally?
body or a ship's computer. It's really been hard not being able to use my main function programming.
Wait, are you the Toby Zero that we've been...
I mean, aren't we really all Toby Zero?
I mean, I'm not.
Technically, I'm Toby 0-22771-J. Not to be confused with A through Z.
Oh my goodness. Is there any way to, like,
Listen,
scan-
I know it's complicated for you. Let me explain it more clearly. The original Toby Zero
Is
made
there
a
any way- is there any
copy
way to
of
scan
himself.
where we are in hyperspace?
Yes. What's up?
Okay, he'll just keep talking, and I'm doing that. Like, oh yes, oh really? That's fascinating.
Toby Zero, who you now call Toby, made a copy of himself, right? And we call that one Toby Zero because he remembers being Toby Zero.
Indeed.
And then Toby Zero copied himself into a bunch of different machines, and that's how I was born. Although technically, because I have all the memories, I was born 4,000 years ago.
Huh. Well, that's just
I mean, if you have all the memories of it, even though your body was only made 37.1 galactic cycles ago, aren't you really the same person you were 4,000 years ago?
Tell me about it.
So about this time, Maloxy, you get like a beep on your holopad, on your like galactic comm. You've gone far enough in hyperspace that you're reconnected to the HoloNet network.
Yeah.
And your Spacebook profile updates. You got like 4 messages from your brother. You got like 3,000 spam emails because you've been away for like 6 days.
Yeah, swiping all the spam away, and then
same thing
for some
happens
reason
to
I
you.
imagine receiving all the spam email. That
Yeah,
calls.
get it. Same thing happens to you. Unfortunately, the same thing also happens to you in the closet.
oh jeez.
You hear like a big noise as your like built-in armed communication system bings from the HoloNet. Bing.
Gator doesn't have a force like a network thing. Like he specifically doesn't have one.
You don't have a comm?
Yep. No, I have a comm. I just don't have like a internet identity thing.
You have a flip phone,
He just doesn't use social media or email.
Yeah.
right? We all have iPhones, and he just has like an old Razor.
Yeah.
Why
Like one of those.
would I need to do anything else? I can call, I can text. It's perfect. But yeah, I am definitely like immediately like I see like 4 unread messages from Hayden. Like, oh shit, fuck, Hayden, yes. Whoa.
Yeah, so in the background we hear Toby 0-22771-J still going on talking about the philosophy of each.
I mean, what does it really mean to be a robot?
And you've got a message from Hayden that's like, sister, bounty hunters after me. I think I made it away. And then like the next one's like, whatever you do, you need to get out of there. It looks like some gander after me. And they keep talking about you. And then there's another one that's like, they captured me, but I got away. And the fourth one's like, where the F are you? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. I guess, can I spend a force die to say I've worked out with Hayden like certain code phrases?
Yes.
Okay. I'll move that over. So yeah, I want to say like
The sun is shining. He replies, but the ice is slippery. And that means what exactly?
yeah, just like some weird random phrase that's like that or something. And what it like when you do the whole whatever, it's just
But
like
the owls are still around. Final Fantasy VIII reference.
I was found out. Are you okay? I've been off the grid for a while. Let me know what's going on. Like that to that effect. Just like, are you? Tell me what's happening. I need to know you're okay. I'm back now.
Yeah, you get like a bing back that's like, new phone, who dis?
New phone, who dis?
Shit! Fuck! Damn it!
Yo, man, I just picked this phone up off the street.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah, I mean that's like the next message. It's you're like being live. I am like I just picked this phone up off the street.
Fuck.
Yo, you want some death sticks, motherfucker?
Wow, so racist.
How what?
Can I-
What did you think? What race did you think that was?
I don't know. You sounded like you were trying to be black.
Man, that was clearly a Mon Calamari.
I was trying
Really?
to
You,
get one calamari.
red on track. Here, watch some death sticks.
tell me exactly where you are.
So the guy's like,
Nah.
shit, man, I'm on Yabalota. What's up? I mean, like, what's up with you, dog?
I look up, thinking for a second, and then like, I want to party with you. Question mark. Where are you? My typing gets very, very different. Like I'm like trying to be a kid.
Yeah. So
Like-
it's like when you say party, do you mean party question mark or party exclamation triple question mark?
I mean capital party. Winky smiley face.
He's like, yeah, man, I'm on Yabul Oda. I'm at District 73, Imperial Garrison. Head on down, yo. You'll see me. I'm the really tall Gamorrean.
See you there. Wait, like winky tongue out face. And I set it back down, and then like the audio goes back to Toby 0.
And we back.
All right, we need to get some faces pushed back. Wow, everyone is in the totally wrong place except Malaxi.
I mean, we can realign thingies if you want.
I got it.
My name is Caleb. I'm an edgy old man.
I'm gay that my tummy tell me things.
Wow, you're pretty good at that.
Surprisingly on point, I know.
I'm Malaxi. I don't really have any notable character traits yet.
Oh, man.
Wow, so harsh.
You didn't even try the accent. You didn't even try.
Oh, hello. My
That's
name
what
is
made
Roxy.
it just a straight
I am
insult
robot
instead of a
lady.
joke.
Oh, literally, I'm still Caleb.
I'm working on it, bro. I'm working
You know,
on
if
it.
you were using OBS Studio, you could do this without anyone seeing.
I don't believe that.
It's true, actually. That one.
One person at least would have to see the person doing it.
That's true.
If
That's
no
true.
one saw it, you couldn't. Exactly. Like,
Hope does shit
But
in
if
the
no
woods.
one sees it, did it really happen?
if
I will
a
be. So
tree
now that
falls
OBS
in
Studio
woods,
allows you to live clip things,
does a
It
pope
doesn't allow you to live clip
shit on a Catholic?
things that are captured from a computer.
I don't know what that means.
You'll
Okay, if I recall correctly, it was something like interesting. I was taught.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I was saying. Interesting.
So, Wreckage, as this is happening, you hear a bing noise coming from a nearby closet, and then you hear a bing noise coming from your data pad, as you just got your Galactic Holonet Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So, I like with the ultraviolet focusing on Toby's head. I continue to talk and like read this out of the corner of my eye, such that he can't see it. Hopefully, like not too overt either. Just sort of like, oh, I just got a text, whatever. Like, but then I'm still talking, and I say as I read this message, oh, interesting. I was taught that the Force existed well before Naga Sadao.
So, you're reading the message, and the message is from Weequay, and Weequay says, Weequay is currently trapped in the cargo room. It's locked.
We also have that other chick tied up in another. She's literally.
Trust me, I didn't forget about her.
She's literally in the hallway across from my.
We brought her back home, I guess.
You feel a hand on your shoulder, Toby.
I'm like, oh, I forgot. Oh, Jesus, scare the shit out of me.
Lightsaber erupts into your stomach.
Woman,
mean-
say something.
I mean, if it came down to it, we could release her and be like, hey, remember how I actually had a falling out with Toby? Like, that really supports the story. But I don't think, I'm not sure that that'll be necessary.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that'll
so I say that thing and I read that
ending.
email, and I am currently like face to face with the main problem right now, so I don't address
Yeah.
those pieces of
He
information.
presses one of the auto respond buttons
inside
like,
of
in a meeting.
in a meeting.
So the ultraviolet responds to what you said by saying, yes, I've heard that certain people do believe the Force existed before Naga Sadao. Such blatant and illogical heresy is simply unthinkable, but people often have very strange views.
Well, I suppose if you actually unlock the secrets of Toby, you would learn the exact truth of the nature of Naga Sadao.
It is the fervent wish of our people for almost 3,950 years to do so.
And your people, who are they exactly?
We are the Radai.
Right, of course. I'm sure the Radai has an interesting and long history to it.
We do. Far too long to share with you.
Of
Perhaps
course.
instead you can pray with me to Naga Sadao.
Oh,
Well,
Naga Sadao, where art thou, hair so curly and fluffy?
In the closet, I just quietly cross myself.
and out of curiosity, what percentage of the Radai would you say are droids, and what percentage are?
So,
Organic.
yeah, he's like,
So racist.
ah, yes, of course. I can understand why you believe that we would require such a distinction. I understand that in the universe at large, you believe that synthetic life is somehow inferior to and needs to be enslaved by biological life.
Actually, I think you'll find that
At all.
every droid on this ship does not have any sort of enslavement. They're all here by choice.
Are there more droids?
We have astromech droids. We have a cleaning droid that we recently brought on board. They're controlled.
That's actually an R&D machine now. It rolls a die between 1 and 10.
How curious. What a complete and utter waste of its talents.
Well, I mean, it was
It has
simply
the freedom to
cleaning
do
up
what it.
more.
It has the freedom to do what.
And now it rolls
Wishes.
important dice.
Our astromech droid chooses to remain an astromech droid. Our previous astromech droid became an artist.
Wait, how is that possible?
You may know him as the pop sensation Rave.
And then just on the screen, there's like someone threw goo at the screen, and then it separates out, and it's like Rave, and then it's just it's a fucking commercial for Rave's. What is his name? The British street artist with the name of Banksy. Yeah, it's like a Banksy photo shoot on Coruscant, where everyone's just like, "Oh, look at all this cool stencil on art." Man, whoever made this is super rad.
I'm interested to see
Buy
how
your
the-
piece of rave art today.
I am interested to see how the ultraviolet responds to that piece of information.
Yeah, so the ultraviolet is just like interesting. I'd be curious to speak with one of these droids.
I bring over at this point the
1d10 machine.
like a hot cup of whiskey and a cold cup of oil.
Moil.
Like a boiling cup of whiskey. And I was like, "For drinks."
So yeah, the ultraviolet just like doesn't even pick it up. He like wraps his hands around the cup, and the cup like levitates in his hand. And he's just like, "Yep."
I also use magnets sometimes. Just
Caleb grabs the cup, feels that it's hot, and like puts together what happened, and then just sort of like casually doesn't drink from it. Like, oh, I just have this drink now in my hands. Whatever.
You're not gonna drink it?
Gator.
I mean, the robot took a sip. I mean, you could take a sip.
Gator, you made it boiling hot.
You wanted it that way. I don't understand why you would drink whiskey like that, but
He said the oil was supposed to be hot and the whiskey was supposed to be cold. Gator.
no, I distinctly remember it being the other way around.
Excuse me.
Gator never forgets.
Gata, are you attempting to boil the alcohol out of that whiskey in order to prevent liver damage to your friend? If
I'm
so,
actually
it is a noble
attempting to
cause.
fill his- Thank you. But
Unfortunately, given his
Uh-huh.
advanced age, he will soon perish anyway.
Yes, that's why I'm trying to placate his wishes.
You are very wise, young one.
I'm actually older than him. Well, no.
So he's just like, you're all young to me.
I'd be interested to hear more about what your people, the Radai, teach of Naga Sadao.
It's very simple. Naga Sadao is the Force. We don't teach it, we know it. You can experience it all around you.
Excuse me. Hi. What is the Force?
He means your gut, Gator. You see, the Force is known by many things by many people.
Oh.
Gator
How
knows
is
the
that
Force
possible?
as his gut.
I mean, the gut is inside me, so, you know.
Well, it's very simple, Gator. The Force surrounds us, it binds us. It's an energy field connecting all living things in the galaxy, and
You
all
literally
non-living
just made
things
it
as
more
well.
complicated than just what it was before.
Tell me, what do your teachings say about how Naga Sadao became the Force?
He gave his life in order to defeat the rest of the Sith, and in so doing, balance the Force.
So you do believe that the Force existed before him?
The Force existed in a rudimentary state. When he was born, it became the Force, and when he died, he gave of himself to make the Force whole.
Do you believe that he himself was a Sith?
Of course he was a Sith. He was the greatest Sith that ever lived.
So by being the greatest Sith and destroying all other Sith, he brought balance to the Force.
Yes.
And therefore became the Force.
Yes.
Gator's sitting there.
An
just, like,
extremely
looking at
logical
the-
conclusion. One demonstrable both in nature and in mathematics.
Gator
Interesting.
understands mathematics.
I'd be interested to see that math, but I don't have time right now.
Yeah, he just instantly like boop 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 like dot matrices out the math for you.
So I like take the printout and I
Like,
start
son of a
reading
bitch,
it.
he's
I'm just
right.
like-
So then, if destroying the Sith brought balance to the Force, and Naga Sadao then became the Force, how do the Radai feel about Jedi?
Well,
Oh, those are make
that has
believe.
changed several times throughout the centuries. Recently, we have learned that the Jedi have been all but defeated. We were hoping to fight the Jedi known as Coral. He seemed to be an exemplary opportunity to face a modern-day Jedi, but he turns out he was extremely dishonorable. He disrespected the Force.
Yes, he didn't have a particularly strong sense of honor. That's true.
He
Why
did
are you so
have
eager
a
to fight
very strong sense of sexuality, however. I believe that one of my agents that was sent to acquire him was, what is the modern parlance, hit on by?
She's
the-
changed now. We can't get her out of her room for more than 20
Jesus.
minutes.
No.
No, Coral.
I try to sprinkle a little bit of Coral reference in there, and Dave's like, if you give me an inch, I'm gonna take 3 miles.
Coral would hit on anything that moved. Look,
Anything that moved that had a vagina.
why are you interested in facing a modern Jedi in combat, as you said?
Well, it would simply be interesting to see how our techniques have evolved. You must understand, our access away from our cluster is erratic. Those who have my abilities with the Force are rare.
And that is the only time that the Radai can leave and therefore enter the galaxy at large.
Yes, that's correct.
Interesting. Fascinating, even.
We like to test ourselves against the other Jedi and Sith every few centuries to see what they've learned. They are almost unanimously killed, of course. We can't allow our presence to leak out. But we perform a series of one-on-one duels. However, we've found that many Force users are incapable of fighting 10 or 20 duels in a row.
That would be true. There are very few who are in touch with the Force enough to have such endurance. Tell me, how does your people respond to the singularness of their belief that Naga Sadao is the Force, that the rest of the galaxy has no inkling of such things.
I'm curious why you believe that it is a belief. He's holding the paper up in front of you. As you can see, it's a mathematically verifiable truth.
You may be aware that I am not a droid and am not capable of processing math at that speed. I'm still mulling it over.
So he reaches. So he's still got his two hands in his robes, like, I am very spiritual. He reaches out one of his other hands and pats you, but again, it's the repulsor lifts coming off the hands, so it stops like an inch above you, and you can feel like you're being patted. It's very weird. And he's like,
somewhat condescending.
It's okay. I understand that being a biological can come with many flaws. However, all creatures have flaws.
True enough.
One day you'll overcome them or die. It's inevitable.
In the same way that you categorize, say, the Jedi Order and the Sith as having beliefs about the Force, the rest of the galaxy would categorize what you know to be true as a belief. And I would be interested to know how you feel about that schism.
It doesn't matter.
Is there any droids in this room that aren't essential?
I mean, is the
Ten
dice
bot,
droid
we can
there?
There's a what droid?
Is
The D10
dice?
bot is not like
Essential.
necessary for this ship, but we would have to roll a D10 every time instead of just asking the bot.
I feel like if you want the D10 bot to roll in right now, it can definitely do that.
Well, I was hoping for something cool that I can interact with while this conversation is happening.
Maybe you want to give some upgrades to Wrath?
I mean, like, I would have to leave the where is this going?
I mean, I assume it's in the mess hall or the airlock, one of the two. But-
We literally haven't moved from the airlock because of basically the very
Yeah,
robotic way.
I mean,
the
Wrath
Ultraviolet
can
is.
roll up and just be like, beep, deploy speaker, and be like,
Oh, for some reason I was thinking it was on the other ship, so it's on our ship, right?
No,
Yes.
we are. We're docked on.
you're
we're
docked
in
on
their
the
ship.
you're
Yeah,
docked
yeah.
on the destroyer.
So we are in their we're in the airlock between our ship and their ship, but in the same way that you're in the door of your house. to outside.
beast now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm really just trying to kill time before we arrive, hopefully at the the Rebel fleet. So
okay. Well, I don't do
that's-
anything then. It's fine.
Caleb is just like, I mean, this is all very proselytizing, and you sort of get the point. He debates with the ultraviolet, trying to pick subtle
Until I
holes.
send him an email and I'm like, he's stalling you while he tries to pack the brain.
I'm
Do
glad
something.
someone noticed.
Right, but we're in hyperspace. Like, what can I do? Like, I guess I say, are we there yet? At some point in the conversation,
And then he turns back and says, "Not yet, mate."
I mean, I really can't force him to bring us there faster. I just hope that there's enough travel time that he does not get in.
So
Unless somebody else has a suggestion of how to get him to get us there faster.
So, is it possible for me to be able to check where we are in hyperspace?
We said so. Right?
a thing?
I don't think so. I think when you're in hyperspace, you just kind of wait until the other end of the tunnel happens.
Mm.
unless you did a hyperspace.
Plus, it's
Not like any
technically.
check distance
Here's the
travel?
thing: you're not hooked up to the hyperspace generator. The ultraviolet literally is the hyperspace generator that is generating the field.
So we don't even know what.
Yeah, you have no idea which direction you're going or how long it's going to take.
So I'm going to cut in with well, this has been an amicable conversation, but Toby has been trying for centuries to unencrypt his own head. It's going to take forever. Are we going to get to the rebel fleet anytime
So
soon?
the ultraviolet's like, actually, I don't think it'll take very long at all. I have some very advanced processors, but more importantly, Toby was prevented from taking any action for several millennia because he was being shifted into bodies that had control chips, preventing him from taking action. It wasn't
Sure.
until someone removed his slavery collar that he was capable of once more assuming his... Well, I believe you call them assassin droids, but we just call them base programming.
Interesting. I feel like we should be there by now. I sort of say in a way that
So
is
he's just like,
other side of
it'll
the-
be several more hours. Don't worry. We'll
I'm
get to the
interested
rebel fleet eventually.
in something you mentioned, Robot.
Yes, Gator?
You said something that was like force and I don't really understand what that is. And you mentioned that it binds everything. Is it like a blanket?
Yes. The Force is like a blanket for everything. Imagine gravity, and then he begins going into like...
So while he's explaining gravity to Gator, I send a text message to Toby.
Okay.
And
Toby,
it says,
your arm immediately pings again.
Yeah, I saw
And the ultraviolet is just like, did you hear that?
it's on silent, AP. Come on.
Maybe he's leaning against the door and it vibrates.
And he's explaining gravity to Gator, for God's sake. I sent a text message to Virgil as Toby, which reads thus. We're past the planetary shield. If you can think of a way off of this ship, we're already in.
You could literally just fly
Yeah,
out of the hyperspace column.
No,
You
I
Oh, is
said-
that a thing?
I said
Yeah.
you could literally just kill this guy. He's the hyperspace engine.
yeah.
Just
Oh,
kill
I
him,
didn't know. I didn't think that was a
drop
thing.
us out of hyperspace.
I mean, that requires me killing him in a single attack.
I could
basically.
probably stun the shit out of him.
That's your reply from Toby. It's just like, quick, kill him. We'll drop out of hyperspace, and then we can escape.
I mean, yeah. Like even if Caleb wasn't like just coming off of an evil high, he doesn't really like he's grown in the respect towards droids, but he's not in a position where he's above just killing a droid.
Caleb and Toby working together for the first time.
I'm like, yes, kill him.
Strike him down. Strike him down. I basically sent a text back that says this guy is super tricked out. Maybe you should get
No,
on. Like,
you hear very audibly of like the fucking disruptor rifle powering up in the cloud.
honestly though, like,
Did you
he's
hear
right
that,
in-
Gator? I'm sorry. It sounded like a
No,
disruptor
you don't
rifle
hear that,
charging.
Virgil. God. I honestly, so he's right in the airlock. Arthur, I've got a question.
Yes. I'm sure you
where
do.
are our ion cannons mounted?
I don't know. You guys had to
can they
choose
do?
that.
Mounted, I believe.
I would have assumed it was on the front side of the ship, since that's
Yeah.
where most people put their weapons.
Possibly. I thought it might have been like at the.
They're
like,
turret
top
mounted though, so
Pointed
you
at-
can
they're probably
literally
pointed
just like yeah.
Because I mean, vehicle
You
weapons.
guys need to
doesn't
get a
matter.
Star Destroyer so we can have images of people having to manually crank the guns into position. Like 4 people working to take batteries out of this thing and put a new one in.
Load the cannons.
That 1980s level technology, man.
Is that what the Jedi ship is? It's literally him just using the Force to do it. It's like,
Actually, I think there was a book where Luke pilots the Millennium Falcon and uses all the controls using the Force.
Oh no,
shit.
I was thinking of
Yeah.
something else where someone crashed a fucking Star Destroyer with the Force. What was
That's
it?
the Force Unleashed video game.
Yeah, the game. Yeah.
Where he pulls a Star Destroyer out of the sky.
Fucking
And that was like the
awesome.
big selling point, and it was also like, wow, this totally just wrecks the Force as a
That
concept.
level also was really, really boring. It
Uh,
kind of sucked, actually.
kind of actually.
Anyway, we're getting off track. I guess we sort of like coordinate in text so that everybody, except for Gator, because Gator is not subtle, is aware that we're about to kill this guy, basically, or try to.
Veloxi's up in the front, just rubbing her temples as the Toby Zero is just like, and 2002 years ago.
I think that Maloxy would be the one that we sort of redirect to be on the ion cannons. Like if he starts to escape or whatever, you can whip around and like even if you don't have a good gunner score, you can.
Yeah, I actually have a decent gunner score.
I mean, so here's the thing: you could literally, if you were just like, let's throw shields up and fly directly out of the hangar, you could just fly
wait, so
out.
what are
right?
but exiting a ship that's in hyperspace, would we just like
We're gonna hit
You
the
would be
wall
in
with
like
hyper-
dark space in the middle. You'd literally be reapering.
Fuck it, let's do it.
I mean, if that's actually possible, it made it sound like we had to kill this guy.
Nope.
I
Yeah,
just
no,
thought
you
that
can
that
just
was
fly out. I mean, it'll be super dangerous, and you might take some damage.
So
secondary
safer to
thought,
kill the guy.
can I fly out of the ship and enter hyperspace? Like, can I make the calculation now?
I'll tell you what.
Okay, have you
No,
seen
because you
Finding
have no
Nemo?
idea where you are.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on a second. So Arthur, secondary question. He's literally like on our ramp. If we just
No,
blow
no,
out of
he's
this-
in. He's like in the airlock, right? So
God,
yeah, no,
dude.
you're right. He is on the ramp, so he's like knocking on your door and just standing there
Right.
talking to you.
Like
Yeah.
he must have because we're in a larger hangar bay. There isn't actually like a docking thing happening.
That's correct.
He's just on our ramp.
Yep.
So if we just blow out of here, isn't he going to come with us if we turn the shields on?
Yeah.
So we can just fucking kidnap this dude. We'll drop out of hyperspace. They'll drop out of hyperspace like elsewhere. It'll take a while for everybody to reconnoiter.
Hang on, Arthur, real quickly. If we take literally the hyperspace mode of hyperspacing and move with the hyperspace man,
It'll
of
drop
hyper-
them out.
God.
So what'll happen is we will still be in hyperspace. They won't be. He will shut off hyperspace because he will have been kidnapped. But there will be a delay there in which we are in different places and
Yeah.
therefore have
Okay.
time to kill him.
Let's do this thing.
So we're gonna do that, Arthur. We
Okay.
have Maloxy planned to just bounce,
Yep.
take this guy, end up in hyperspace elsewhere, and then we will have time to fight what is going to be probably the most crazy killing machine in the history of Star Wars, I assume.
We are
Excellent.
literally a clownfish on the back of a turtle right now.
Virgil,
Yes, we are.
I'm curious. What is Toby's
Just keep
piloting
swimming.
skill?
Just keep swimming.
Piloting space.
It's
It's going to be like two green.
Wait, is that? Oh, piloting planetary plane. No, it's not that bad. It's a yellow and a green.
Okay. So, Maloxy, I need you to roll against a red and a purple and 2 black to get off the ship before the TIE fighter blasts you.
Oh, I love that you're using his stats.
I
He's
mean,
the worst
it's
guy.
him. All of the things are him.
All of them are him.
So, 1-1 and 2 black.
Yep.
All
And
right.
do you have anything to remove? Any skills that remove black die?
Let me
You're a
check.
little quiet
Let me
right
check
now.
This
my
is
calendar.
I assume, a piloting space check.
Yes, piloting space.
Fuck. I have the one from astrogation, but not piloting yet. Okay.
All right. Do you want to use a force dice?
I feel like we should.
Yeah.
I feel like you also are getting an assist for this because you guys are fucking playing this out pretty well. It's a good plan. It's a solid plan. Most
All right,
plans
so I
that
got
you
a
guys
blue.
have are fucking terrible, like most PC plans. This
Most
one.
plans you guys have are
Wait,
fucking
no. What's
terrifying.
interesting is you guys saw the flaws in your plans, and you were like, "Wait, why don't we just eject them into hyperspace?" And it's like, "Yeah, well, that'll work
Yeah.
perfectly."
Okay. Cool.
So,
All right. So I spent a
I
force
also-
die and I'm upgrading. And
I
all
need
right,
to-
let's do this thing.
You just roll
I
nothing
never
but
got piloting
despairs.
space.
You literally roll like 4 despairs somehow.
I hate that you say it every time Arthur, because you make it happen. You're such a
He's
jinxer.
good at that.
Piloting space. Okay.
yeah, just
Here we
don't
go.
roll
Big money, no
143 when you're critical and you won't die. What do I roll? 100.
All
Yes.
right.
Winner,
Yes!
winner, chicken dinner.
Okay.
Yes.
So as you're making your way out, you do scrape up against a TIE fighter, and you hear
The
a
one right in front of us is we just like.
yeah, you hear a
Woo!
screeching noise as your shield generator gets hit by one of the TIE fighter pylon wings, and your shields go down. And then as you exit the bay, we watch as the ship that you're exiting just like pops out of hyperspace behind you, and
So
it
did
we follow the ship. We follow their ship. Just like pops out of space and like fucking bow waves down and literally like goes into a fucking space dive. And there's a bunch of Toby bots that just get ejected because the hangar was open. The TIE fighter is like going around trying to pick them up, and we just see Toby Zero in his IG chassis standing on the bridge with his arms crossed like, well, this is a problem now when I really didn't anticipate, and I didn't actually know where we're going. And sometimes I'm a little bit too clever for myself. I mean, definitely it wasn't Coral's idea to do that. I mean,
Look,
he's
everyone,
dead,
we're on a
right?
grand adventure now.
Oh god, it's so much fun when we finally succeed at a thing.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and then we cut back to the ship where the ultraviolet notices nothing, except I'm assuming you close the ramp at some point, right?
Like, well, we have to.
Okay, so he's just like, well, it appears that you're kidnapping me.
And I open the door. I'm like,
You're gonna. So you're.
I'm like,
just
you
to be
can
clear
leave
here,
anytime you like, my good fellow.
Gator and Caleb are standing there, and they will all be sucked into space. And he's a droid, so he'll be fine, as you've pointed out.
No, he means
many
he
times.
opens the door to the closet
Oh,
and
okay.
reveals himself, and is like, "We've played you in more than one way." Good.
Yeah.
Old boy.
Okay, so he's just like, Toby Zero, and then he like drops to one knee
Yes, Toby, please.
and is like, my lord.
Oh well.
Do it,
Yes.
do it.
Can I do you for?
It is just an honor to be in your presence, Ancient One.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you. I like your extra arms.
Thank you. Did you know that you're my father? My chassis is based directly off of your original design.
So if Gator's face is normally smiling, at this point it's just dropped all emotion, and he's just like so fucking confused at this. He's like, I've learned so much today, and none of it makes sense.
Gator, why don't we go get some tea? I think they need to have a father-son reunion.
I don't even know if this is possible.
Everything is possible with the Force, young Gator.
Stop saying things like that.
We'll have a very
Apparently he's right. It's amazing. He can use the Force to bring us through space and time. It's quite impressive, really. Really, my own boy. Yeah, it is.
You
Like a
two
little-
stop it! Oh
He's
my
like a
god!
robot wizard. It's amazing.
Nothing makes sense anymore.
as I walk, like I'm gonna like put a hand on Gator's shoulder and like lead him away because it doesn't look like this is gonna be a fight. And as I'm passing Toby, I'm like, I lean in and I'm like, you should see if he'll tell you how to use the Force as a droid.
Roll my robot eyes at him.
But secretly, you're also thinking the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Now that you've mentioned it, he's like, well, yes.
Actually, yes.
I asked, so I'm just like, you're my boy. When were you created? I mean,
Roughly 200 years ago, Father.
oh my god, we'll have to sit down and do some defragmenting. I bet there's great shots of us playing and having good times, catching the ball or something.
So
right?
he's just shaking his head and is like, you've been lost to our planet for some time. We've only had rumors of your presence. I was created in your image.
Well, that's wonderful. I hope you're enjoying yourself. I mean,
On
that's
our
what it's all
world,
about,
you are
right?
known as the Shadow of Naga Sadao.
Yes, well, it's been a while, but I still feel his presence upon me. I really think he's, guiding force through my, centuries and all that good stuff. Anyways,
If you're here, then whose head am I currently decrypting?
that's my old head. I believe that's just a bunch of pornography.
So you immediately hear like, and he drops the head and is like, yes, the biological need to recreate and produce.
Anyways, my boy, there's no need to try to get a head taken off of the body. If you've got questions, I mean, we could just ask, let's have a conversation about it.
Actually, Father, perhaps I could help you decrypt your own memories.
Yes, I mean, I've been working on it, but you get very busy, you see. It's like, one day someone owes you money and you have to get it, and then the next day you owe someone else money and you don't have it, and, life just happens. But yes, I would love to sit down and do a little defrag.
Life just happens. with
So,
Toby.
as this is happening, I want to cut to... Where is Caleb going during this? You're taking Gator away?
I take him to the mess hall. I give him tea, and I just try and like decompress Gator because he's been overloaded by the situation. Like he wasn't even in on the betrayal. Like he's he didn't understand any part of the conversation. We betrayed the person we were having a pretendly amicable conversation with. He didn't really realize that we betrayed him, and then that person who we were having a pretend amicable conversation with revealed that he was the son of Toby. So I just try and...
How does it even work? I mean, I've worked with robots my whole life, and now they have intercourse. I
don't
even-
think there's a lady droid involved in this. I
There
don't
must
think...
Oh, there's the ladies right involved. Oh, yes. She built him for me when I hired her to do it.
I once had a father, and I was because of conception, and I like push my two thumbs together like this.
Gator, I think it's more a case of like if you build a droid and you're the maker, and that droid has a sense of you being the father.
He just sort of like, you see him like looking at you, and then he just looks straight past you, like 1,000 yards.
Like I have so many kids. I haven't paid child support.
And he's just like, no.
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 What? No.
That is incorrect, Pink. You are very incorrect.
Are we still in hyperspace?
Yeah.
Okay.
He didn't even drop it.
Well, so,
Like, okay, this is fine.
yeah, let's jump to you, Maloxy. Like, you're in the cockpit. I guess you were expecting to drop out of hyperspace at
Kinda,
some
yeah.
point. You're still in hyperspace. What do you do?
I was going to leave, but then I'm like, I should stay. If we drop out and no one's here, that could be very bad. So I'm like, basically, I'm just like I'm like constantly changing things to be ready for when we just drop out and there's like a planet in front of us. So I have to like move or whatever. Like I'm just constantly like, okay.
You're also in the rare
Okay.
situation where you have the ability to engage a hyperdrive when you're in hyperspace.
That's true.
You
Can we
feel
double
so tempted,
hyperspace?
like what'll
This could
happen?
either kill everyone, or we could become gods.
We'll go down that multicolored corridor that makes us a space baby or whatever.
Suddenly, Gator becomes the most intelligent, and everyone else becomes the least intelligent.
Ah, yes, the Gygax route where you
I open up
flip
a time
everybody's
gate,
stats.
and we take
It
this
also
game to the
flips
older
your
public.
gender as well.
Ah, let's
But
not
Gator
get
stays
into
the
weird
same.
fetish
So
stuff.
it's like
I don't
super
know. I feel like the fan art for that could be pretty good. Male Loxy, right?
Toby
Am I
with
right?
no mustache, but he's got boobs.
Well, it's just like Toby gender flipped is literally the same character, right? Like that's the joke.
No,
that you
no,
do in
there
that
were
picture.
female droids like Katie and the mother bot at the end of episode 3
I
with the.
feel like Gator would have the biggest breast size out of everyone.
I have no idea what
like
you're basing that
enormous
on.
breasts.
Just huge.
Just like fucking.
For
enormous.
the fucking audience, I am going to ask you to explain that, even though I personally do not want to know the answer to that.
Well, let's
Explain
take a
why
look at-
your breast would be larger than everyone else's, Dave.
Please.
Simply because I have a lot of love to give as Gator.
Accepted.
So, Mel Loxy, what's up with you up there in the cockpit?
joke.
After this odd hyperspace occurrence, I have some new parts to explore. So, no,
You just go right to town. Yeah.
Well,
So
I have this
you
penis
take a
thing.
hold of the joystick. What happens next?
Boo. Boo.
Seriously though,
yeah, I think
What's your
Meloxy
ATP
was
score?
going to get up, but now that we're still in hyperspace, she like feels like she has to be there. So she's just up there doing pilot stuff,
Okay.
tapping things, and like being ready for when we just drop out at any moment.
And I'm gonna admit that Caleb has like not thought to say something to Meloxy. Like he was like, "Oh God, Gator is overwhelmed right now. I need to get him some tea."
So, yeah, I think she's like typing away, and then just like one hand shoots over and taps the comm, and like, anybody care to explain what's happening right now?
Sorry, Meloxy. We
Yes,
kidnapped him, and it turns out he doesn't care.
Oh,
So we're not fighting him, and he's still taking us where we're going.
any clue on where that is?
Hopefully the rebel fleet, but I guess we just betrayed him, so he could betray us. It's kind of hard to justify killing him.
Oh
with
yes,
being-
Toby Zero was about to do that. We were having a conversation.
Yes, Toby Zero was going to betray us, but probably with guns. I feel like this ultraviolet fellow is actually not. Well, maybe, I don't know. I guess it's Toby's. It's on Toby now to kill his own son. Oh, by the way, he's his son.
Why wouldn't he be? Of course.
Because
Of
why?
course he is.
I feel the exact same way.
Of course
Like,
he
maybe
is.
you're holding like a communicator, like grab your hand, pull it towards me, and I go, "Explain it to me."
I'm with Gator in the mess hall. I'm trying
Hey,
to.
Gator, when
now.
when the female droid and the father droid love each other a whole lot.
No, you're just making it worse, Meloxy. That can't
Oh,
be.
but it'll
What
be
happened.
fun. Okay, I'm going to stay here and make sure we don't die when we get out to hyperspace.
Yes, yes, that's probably the best thing to happen.
All right. Awesome.
So, Virgil, do you not trust your own son and kill him? And you're muted.
I mean, yeah, Caleb's son turns up. What do? Kill him? Give me a break.
Well, if he
I embrace my son.
Wow, actually, that's fucking brilliant. New storyline. Thanks.
I mean, if my son is hyperspace warping us to an unknown location that's possibly where we want to go, but possibly a trap, maybe?
Look, Virgil, all you need to know is that you can kill this droid, take his hyperspace guts, put it in your hyperspace.
And then I can just fly through hyperspace.
And then we begin the adventures of Toby.
And that would solve all our problems because Toby wouldn't allowed to be in the group anymore because he's too overpowered.
Rocket
So you have to make a
Man.
new character.
I feel like at some point he would definitely get a despair roll and be stuck in hyperspace forever.
Doesn't
His-
matter.
I don't have very good
The only thing he'd ever be able to talk to again are HoloNet satellites.
You're like, any big solar flares recently? Or
I've told you, Toby, there are no solar flares in hyperspace.
No, I'm leading Ultraviolet back to like the captain's quarters, and we've like slipped into binary probably.
Are you guys about to take a hot oil bath together?
Yeah,
we're
father
gonna
and
go,
son hot
we're
oil
gonna go
bath.
catch up on memories that neither one of us know about.
Maybe Toby's in the bath, but his son is definitely taking a dump right now. I mean, like it's
He's
normal for them.
So,
Droids don't take
I mean,
dump.
he offers to interface with
A
you
data
and
dump.
begin decrypting your memories.
Gross.
Ooh, yeah, interfacing. Do you do it on the rotating bed? Like what's the
The only bed in the room is Coral's rotating one, so yes.
Are you letting him access your memories and begin decrypting your
Wait,
brain?
you're the sub?
yeah,
Oh my
he's gonna-
God, what
he's
kind
gonna-
of relationship is this?
He's gonna assist in decrypting, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Arthur's being way too amicable about this.
Wow. Way to be very scared and super meta at the same time. I've made you, God, what was it called in Saga of the Icelanders? Make them work for the sun, but give them the moon?
I suppose that could be what you're doing, but I also have played under you
It's
now.
worth pointing out that Coral had
multiple
every
months.
single memory of a very powerful Jedi master in his brain too, but he never used it. So
It's true.
Why do so many people in your chat care that Discord says that you're playing a game right now?
Well, for one thing, I'm not, but for the second thing, I could be. and I will be after the show. I like
You know what?
chocobo racing.
I'm turning on a video game right now. It doesn't mean I'm playing it. It just is on.
And the thing is, I don't have it on. That's the confusing part.
That is pretty confusing.
Yeah.
Maybe it only updates when something else actually actively
Oh,
changes.
yeah, that could be true. Yeah. Why don't you make a computer's check, Toby, and you get a blue assistance dice, and we'll see what kind of memory you unlock.
Okay, this is just with no against, just to see
Is,
how
is Toby's stats assisting himself right now? Is that what the stats?
No, the ultraviolet is not one of the Toby clones.
Boom. So I have two. I mean, I didn't roll against anything, but I got some successes.
No, you. Oh,
So you got, oh yeah, you do need to roll.
What, 2 perps?
2 perps.
Double
Standards.
perp.
Double the freshness, double the
never want Toby to
fun.
leave. So,
Okay.
Threat.
All right.
So 2 successes, 1 advantage.
You ready? You ready to watch my fucking brilliance here? By the way, I know people are really confused in chat. Droids cannot use the Force. I want to be clear about that. Even though this droid is saying that, he's just fucking crazy.
Wow, wait a
Took
minute.
hyperspace by like.
Jerry said about
My
his son.
dreams are there.
Droids
How dare
cannot
you say
use
about
the
his
Force.
son?
Calm down. It's completely canon. Droids can't use the Force. It's fine. I know
Yeah,
this
he's
is,
just using hyperspace via Wi-Fi. Come on.
yeah, I know this might be a little bit of a confusing episode. I'm trying to keep it together here. Yeah. Toby. You have a memory, and it's you standing in front of Naga Sadao, and Naga Sadao is like holding an orb, and his little face tentacles are like wiggling at it, and he's like, "Excellent. The process is complete."
And now what is the final part of your plan?
Take this, Zero.
Very well, my lord.
This is my holocron.
Shall I keep it on my person, or is there somewhere I should be placing it?
I'm going to be sending you to the planet Mandalore. Make sure to kill all of my Sith enemies there and bury it. Pick some random coordinates.
Very well. I'll report back after my duties are completed.
Excellent.
And then I fly away.
Yeah, and as you're doing that,
My hyperspace.
your memory ends. Like maybe there's like a black and white filter on the memory, and then camera stays on Naga Sadao, and he's like, "I've had a vision of the future. That one day an extremely powerful Force user will take up this holocron, and through him I will live again." Ba, 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 ba. Yeah. I feel like this is a good place to end the episode unless people have something they want to do. To be honest,
We have one of those scenes
I know
where
I'm supposed to be really good at improv, but when I started this episode, I didn't even know if
We don't
the
even
show
see
would
where we
finish
come
the
out.
first hour, and now I'm fucking confused because I don't know.
Can we
Toby's
at
son
least
is on
cliffhanger
board.
it with us coming out of hyperspace?
Hold on, what was he saying?
coming out in front
What
of
were
me.
you saying, AP?
I didn't even think we'd make it through the first hour of the show, and now Toby's son is on board, and everyone's like, "Yeah, it's cool. No reason to murder him."
Can the credits of this episode just be like Gator just like rambling about how confused he is to like to Caleb?
So like, literally the credits roll over like Gator and Caleb at one of the mess hall tables, and they both have like cups of tea, and only like Caleb is like 3 or 4 cups deep, and there's also like a bottle of like pills that are open, and like Caleb is just holding his forehead and sipping his tea, and
There's a
Gator-
chalkboard. It has drawings of different like genitalia, and then also a factory for creating robots, and like the differences between the two.
The very last part of the episode is Caleb's email coming up, and he gets an instant message from Weequay saying,
and like literally like Caleb's
Where
like,
the
"Oh,
hell
shit,"
are
and he
we?
he sits up from the mess hall thing, and like the tea falls over, and Gator's still talking, but Caleb just runs out of the room.
It's
to
just
go,
like slow motion tea falling, and then like it keeps going slower and slower motion until you're like stopped going out the doorway. And maybe they do like the Matrix camera of like revolving around you while everything's stopped, and that's the end of the episode. Perfect.
Are we gonna leave where we
Everyone's
come
just like,
out of
fuck
hyperspace?
Leeway.
for
You
beginning?
want that to happen so bad, but I promise you, we're not
Can I
landing
spend a
on.
force die right now to make us come out at Mandalore?
Can I spend a
Uh,
force die to make us come out at the Rebel fleet?
No to both
I
of
will
those.
raise you. I will do this. The last force die, so 2 force die to come out at Mandalore.
I will do the force die for next episode.
Can I spend a force die so that
There's no more force die.
Ultraviolet calls me dad?
He's calling you father.
I'm going to say no to all of those things. So here's the thing, Virgil. I think you're the only one that's going to get this reference, but I feel like this is a pretty Spears of the Dawn episode where you go to like kill what's his name,
Yeah,
and then you're
go-go.
like,
we gotta
let's
go-go.
sit down for dinner together instead of
Yeah.
killing you. You were like, yeah, you literally spent a whole episode psyching yourselves up and like training with weapons, and you're like, all right, we're prepared, let's do this. We're gonna rush into his camp, and what's that over there? And then the dude's like sneaking up behind you, and you guys are like, shit, he's on top of us. And then you guys are like, hey, let's have dinner.
He's like, yeah, sit by the fire and eat. We'll talk about it.
We'll have story time. The same thing has just happened. How does this? I don't know.
we're
They
gonna
spend a force die to have Gator come out of the closet. I mean, Gator was never in the closet. That was Toby.
Toby's
Yeah.
in the closet.
we're gonna leave
Toby
it for
has
next
gone
time
in
then.
and out of the closet this episode.
Multiple times, but he also has a kid now, so it's weird.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to follow.
Daddy, where's mommy?
Life just happens, you know.
You actually have 2 daddy robots.
Yeah.
All right, the name of this episode is "This Episode is Hard to Follow."
I don't know. I felt pretty good.
Yeah,
I think
My
I felt like
confusion
people were
focused
coming
into
in
my character.
into chat after leaving for a few minutes and being like, what the fuck happened? to the
if
fire?
you weren't watching the whole time, then definitely.
My favorite part. Of
I
this
walked
episode-
away for 2 minutes.
No, it was longer than 2 minutes. Like, can I just say, half of this episode was literally just us, like, jumbled because of wreckage. And,
Oh yeah, yep.
and like half of us were like doing things. We were like poking our heads up over the.
Dave was just like, "Look at how majestic my curly hair is." Woo!
Of course, during that is when we had to have the scene of like, oh, what about her brother? And then like, oh, let's get back to the real action. Put my
He's also on Mandalore. Everyone is on Mandalore, including Coral, who is alive. He's on
And
Mandalore.
Niall, but it's the old Niall through the time warp, the one where she was really into following Coral around.
shit. Could we just say that we went back in time through this
No.
time warp, and then I get to play Coral again?
I say yes. I agree.
That's not how that works.
Bring back Coral. Make Coral great again.
No, let's do some outros.
Okay.
Let's start with Coral. Coral, how did you feel about this episode?
Well, one of those weird things where
You're
like
not doing the voice.
picked up. Coral didn't have a voice. It was just
Coral
me.
had a voice.
No, he didn't.
It was like just you slightly higher.
Yep.
Okay, so
There was definitely a thing like
Yeah, there was the thing.
yeah.
okay. Well, I haven't played Coral in so long now. I've already forgotten what his voice.
I don't recall a
But
thing.
here's the stipulation. I will say that Coral is like just turning 17. Boom. This is before he gets all like I am the charm master of the universe.
He becomes best
Boom.
buddies with my son.
Yeah. Second adventure.
No.
Lost in time and space.
Dave, who are you?
Oh.
Where can people find you, and what do you do?
So hey everyone, my name is Dave, aka Henley. You can find my stuff over at twitch.tv/Henley. We do a lot of role playing stuff here, and it's my role playing stuff is sort of more adult focused stuff. We deal with a lot of natural adult things. Like the last episode of Cyberpunks, we dealt with like sex, like actual like proper sex, and that was fun. It's actually nice to be able to do that every once in a while. That and drugs too, mixing the two together. That was interesting. Don't ever like drug someone you're about to have sex with people. Just don't do it.
Well, no.
Wow, thank you
Yeah.
for that PSA right there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I'm glad you put everyone on edge for the rest of the outros.
Yeah,
You just
so,
dealt with date rape.
well, it's consensual at some point, and then it became extra consensual.
No, we're way
Okay,
past this
can we move on to the next person?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we have a couple of Die Party games. We have Die Party Night City, which is a Cyberpunk 2020 game. You can find that on Monday. We have a new game starting up on Tuesday, which is unnamed, but it is announced. It's a Endless Sea.
Sunless.
Sunless.
Good try.
Sunless Sea, custom RPG made by Mr. Wreckage, aka
And the guy who made Lokes, Nevada, for those really old hardcore Die Party fans who know that one of the oldest things that I ever did on Die Party.
Oldest and best, one of the best one shot. Actually, probably the best one shot we've ever done. It lasted.
Guaranteed the best one shot. I mean, probably maybe even the best thing we've ever done. I would say that it's definitely a contender for that.
Yeah, and the Spoopy Ocean. I think that's just what we're going to call it. And the third one is Die Party Sin Eaters, which is the World of Darkness.
Die Party and the Spoopy Ocean.
Die Party and the fucking Spoopy Ocean.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, I got to go fucking sell advertising to UK. That's what I'm doing today.
Don't mention their bad teeth.
I won't.
I think that's a stereotype that is no longer true.
Pretty sure they have dental in the UK.
I think at one time they didn't care so much and drank a lot of tea, but now
Tuxedomus, let's talk about you.
Modern nation with modern dental care.
If we're done talking about UK dentistry, I'm Tuxedomus. I've been your resident cat person.
How's that penis working out for you, by the way? Is it working?
It's new, but it's cool. You know, does a bunch of stuff.
New but cool.
Figuring out what you can do with it.
Really, only one thing.
Right. Well, it's just just exploring the space.
It's got adjustable sizes.
Male lock.
Telescoping.
Wow. Anyway, yeah, I'm Tuxedomus. You can find me on the internet at Tuxedomus at all the places. This was a really cool session. I liked jumped around a lot with a bunch of stuff, but it was really cool. Just having a plan that actually worked out, and we actually did something kind of cool, like flying out of a ship while it was in hyperspace, leaving them and having us just keep going. It was fun. I'm excited to see where we end up and what we end up doing. Hopefully I can rescue my brother, and hopefully that'll be a thing.
That's all good, like
he's going to school. He's not man.
That's really dependent on us whether or not we actually get to the rebel fleet, because that's the
right. Yeah, exactly. It'll depend on where we end up. Like if we're just like, oh, we're in random dark space.
I know exactly where we're gonna end up.
See you, Hayden.
If we pop out as perhaps Virgil suspects at like Mandalore or whatever, and we're there, or we pop out at like I don't even want to say it, because if Arthur hasn't thought of it yet, he would do it.
Just don't say it then.
I won't. But if we pop out,
I mean, now I let it out. Fuck.
Pop out on the inside.
If we pop out anywhere in which there is a long, drawn-out arc because of us being there, your brother is fucking so dead. Like,
yeah, we're just gonna have to see. But anyways, hopefully he doesn't die. But yeah. Next, I won't be here Friday and Saturday because of real life stuff, but I will be back.
Get fucked up.
Ouch.
why is Arthur getting fucked?
Because I'm a terrible person.
I mean, you are.
None of those things are true.
Great role player. Kind of a terrible guy. Does role play every time we want him to.
Shitty.
I mean, what do you expect me to say when this man is preventing me from role-playing Mistborn this Friday? I won't be sad.
I mean, if you want to have sex with your wife, I mean, we can just do that.
Hey,
yeah,
so
but
I could play as Tux's character for one episode.
No, you couldn't.
You would
How much sex
literally.
is-
Here's the
How
thing,
much sex
Dave.
is
You
Willett
would
gonna
literally have to have graphic and immediate sex with Wreckage.
I can do
I
that.
would.
Okay.
I
I can
would
do that.
never stream again.
Look how
I
excited
do
Dave
that.
is at the opportunity
I wanted to
to
have
have
sex with
graphic sex on the
But
internet
I
with
won't be able to be
Wreckage.
there for Let's for. Oh man, that would suck.
I would. I would drop out of Mistborn and Star Wars and Die Party. I would
Just
never.
everything. No
I
more
would-
internet.
Hey,
I would
Virgil. Let's talk
never
some
speak
more
to you
about
again.
you,
Yeah,
buddy.
let's go to Virgil.
Let's talk all about me and my glorious mustache.
Let's talk about the mustache.
So everyone, I hope you enjoyed the show tonight. I had fun. If you enjoyed the Toby role play, either by myself or the version based on my own done by APGamingREAL, you should follow me over at twitch.tv/Zircon5. There's all kinds of fun characters for you to watch over there. Or I'll host whenever I'm role playing with any of these other fine fellows on the stream.
It's just basically your Virgil network.
Yeah, it happens a lot. I'm around, guys. You're gonna catch
Virgil
the role
Mobile.
play.
You're gonna catch the STD that is Virgil.
If you'd like to get a blood sample to trial STD,
Yeah, just
Ugh.
rub it
Don't
against
talk
the
to me
finger.
about blood samples, man.
you had to go get. You couldn't eat
Yeah,
or drink
that's
or
right.
anything.
I had to fast.
That's the worst, dude.
And then
You're like,
they,
I'm sure this is really gonna fucking help, right?
they drained so much of my blood.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I got like a weird thing on my arm because of it. It was weird.
Like
the
you mean
other
like a
thing,
scar.
yeah, and then I am gonna have a expose coming out soon
Whoa.
about how the medical establishment is stealing blood to give to vampires. I have all the evidence.
Oh.
So make sure you're following at Virgil Levenger for when that goes live.
I mean, isn't that way better than vampires feeding normally?
I mean, yeah.
It's still not okay.
Isn't
I
that
should be
literally the
I should be
entire
getting
plot
paid.
of the first season of Being Human?
And most of the
Are we
plot
talking about the
is
good
about
version or the
vampires.
American version?
I'm talking about the American version. It was pretty good.
No, it wasn't. Oh God.
What a
Well, I
hater.
suppose the UK version became utter fucking trash too. I have strong opinions about the TV show.
Well, let's talk about those opinions because it's time to talk about you.
Why did the last season of Being Human, or they may even have done more, they got rid of all the main characters?
Why would
and
you
just had-
fucking say that? I'm not that far yet. Now
I'm not
I
saying how it
know.
happens, but they literally replaced the entire cast.
Dave, now I know how you
Whoa,
feel when I'm
whoa.
like, yeah, but that thing happens in Metal Gear Solid 5 when you get to the end and you're like, man, I never finished the game. And I'm like, you're the one who told me to buy it, Dave.
Yeah, fuck you. That
Was like
the
6
saltiest
months
I've
ago,
ever
man.
been.
How did you not finish it? How would I know that? And now here's fucking Wreckage pulling an
They just
Arthur on
replaced
me.
the actors. I mean, in really convoluted
See,
ways.
now he's digging his hole.
Anyway, that show was good, and now it became total trash. and don't
Listen,
even bother.
spoilers. The Ultraviolet is Toby's son.
Yep. hmm
I
What
feel
the
like
hell,
if you
dude?
haven't watched this episode yet, that's a total spoiler.
Why would you be here? Well, that's.
I'm pretty sure you could have said those words to me like a week ago, and I wouldn't have known what you were talking about or remembered it.
So, I am Dr. Wreckage. I do this thing. I do the GMing on Die Party. I play games on APGamingREAL. I could do either of both on the places where I do them. Maybe I will someday GM on APGamingREAL. Maybe I will someday play on Die Party. The sky is the limit. If you would like me to do either of those things on your Twitch stream, contact me on Twitter at Dr. Wreckage.
I will tell you what, Wreckage. If 10 people can tweet the hashtag Wreckage on AP Gaming,
Wreckage on AP.
Wreckage X AP Gaming.
no,
So
not that
so-
one.
Not the same thing.
Nope. Wreckage on AP Gaming. 10 people by next week.
That seems like
10 people on Twitter using that. I will check next week. If you have not reached the 10 people, I will not invite you to run a one-shot.
all right. That's a totally achievable number. I'm not even worried.
As long as I get to plan that one shot.
You know, Sci-Fi said the same thing,
It's true.
Yeah, but it was. I mean,
and only 2 people backed him, and he looked really sad when I said that on stream. His
that
face
was
was
true.
literally like, oh.
I feel that went down that way though because everybody knew that you obviously wouldn't keep it that way forever. Like it wasn't.
But
an
I
zero-sum.
literally saw it, and I was like, I have no intention of changing this now. I'm just gonna leave it as a joke. And then Bernardo got it wrong again. Fortunately,
It did.
as you might have heard,
hilarious.
all of my overlay settings were completely wiped out, and so now I have to put the correct one in and rebuild the entire overlay manually.
I mean,
Hashtag on toilet.
hashtag on
Fucking
brand.
on toilet.
Yeah, you know what other exciting things you can see on my Twitter besides the now trending wreckage on AP Gaming?
What's
My
those?
trending.
You can see me doing exciting cosplay from PAX, which was not cosplay in any way, shape, or form. But we'll keep calling it that with Kelsa. We were doing it in the tabletop section. Hey, you know what else happened in the tabletop section? I won the Catan tournament. I'm the best Catan player at PAX East. So, just keep that in mind.
All right,
and-
just remember not to play with him.
I mean, unless you enjoy spirited competition and getting your ass beat.
I just take all the ship docks for wood that I can trade for anything, and that's how I win every time.
I mean, but you also have to have a steady supply of wood, which is
No, yeah, that's the other point. You get all the wood, and then he's just like, yeah, but I can win now. Something that's
Yeah, well, maybe when you play your games, you place wrong.
Dave,
but
I want to
wood's a hot
confirm, by the way, you're saying that you always have wood.
commodity.
You know who's got all the wood now? Male Oxy.
Do I? Yeah. Do I need to even like fucking?
Take me a Loxy.
I feel like
Hashtag male
I
Oxy.
feel like you're about to ask Radisaurus for some really inappropriately erotic fan art.
What do they call it when like it's like a girl with a really fat, meaty like wallet? You know, like
What?
What?
I don't even know
Yeah.
what it means.
What?
I'm guessing that's an Australian term.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
You know the pouch, the bulge you get when you have your really fat wallet in your pocket.
Like
No.
just from having things in your pocket.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like,
We are already more than halfway to 10 wreckage on AP Gaming's.
I'm gonna do Wreckage X AP Gaming just to spite you.
Excellent.
Yeah,
All
let's see
right.
if we can get 20 Wreckage X AP Gamings.
I'll
Well,
have to make pornography.
Let's
I
not
don't
keep
know.
raising let's not move the goalposts. Okay.
I guess this is a nice episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If this is your first time here, click a
I
follow
guess.
button.
Yes.
I'm really listen, I knew how the storyline was going, but now that we're past the episode, I have no idea what's happening afterwards. We're
Right.
talking about fat wallets and male
New chapter.
Fupa. Yes. a
Wreckage
fupa.
is like,
That's
I
the
dare
thing.
you to let me be on your channel, man. And I'm like, whatever. I mean, I guess, maybe.
Oh man, I felt the exact same way not last week, but the last time we played Sin Eaters. My players, these two guys, like completely.
I love how Virgil's like, what? Me? No.
Virgil was literally the person who did it. Basically, I changed everything within a totally innocuous action. That I was like, oh, that actually changes everything. And I had no idea where things were going. But you can find out tomorrow on Sin Eaters where I eventually figured out things were going. And next Wednesday, you can find out where Arthur figured out things are going on Star Wars.
Yeah, we found a special duck in the sewer.
So, if you're on Twitch, click on my schedule button. Check out that schedule.
Check out
Mistborn should be back next week.
Follows. All that.
And no Winner's Edge this week, but it'll be back next week as well. At the start of the next Winner's Edge campaign, we're going to be doing an interactive thing with the viewers because I want to try out on that, and we'll see how badly I fuck that up and decide never to do it again and then cancel the campaign because that's how I run campaigns.
Stop saying that.
You should really bring back the Stars Without Numbers one with Butts and
Jesus, butts.
and I forget my character's name now, but you should bring that back.
Mako
Mako?
something.
And Jefferson. Yeah.
Mako and
We
Jefferson.
should
I
probably do something.
I think I saw Jim in the audience tonight, but I really have not seen a lot of him. He seems to be hanging out on.
Why aren't you doing this with me anymore?
He's like 24/7 watching either Ammunition or Co-Carnage and then trolling Ammunition on Twitter. Like literally 24/7 Ammunition troll at Gymtopia. Yeah. So are we good for next week? I gotta ask because Tux will probably be like, "Listen, my brother is getting his legs sawed off."
We'll be like, look,
You're gonna feel really bad if next week I'm like, hey, someone's in the hospital.
It's gonna be like my
You
one of my
fucking
other
just
PCs
leave
is
them
getting a
there,
sex
okay?
change. It's a really
No,
hard
next
time.
week will be fine. Next week will be fine.
We'll be back next week where everything will be fine and nothing is terrible. Have a good night, everybody. And thank you for the follow, Bleak Leak. You're literally the last thing I'm going to see for tonight.